Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of No Fouls Given, presented by PrizePicks. Of course, I'm your co-host, Big Waz, joined as always by my guy, Danny Green, my boy, Paul Pierce. And, man, I hope y'all getting y'all bag this episode, man. I'm not going to hold you, man. Got a dope show lined up for you guys. Let's get right into it. We're back on Giannis watch.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
Crazy enough, the conversation started with Giannis last time when we were talking about it, because he just scored 26,000 points or something like that.
Giannis got us into the bag talk
he was
because James Harden trolled him all
the
those
sixth
years ago.
fastest to get to 21,000.
An elite
21.
NBA scorer, no matter how you slice it. Like, the guy's been one of the best at putting the ball in the basket that we've ever seen. Anyway, Giannis has been pretty vocal about his frustration this weekend.
With the season, yeah.
Excuse me, of this season. But after a loss this past week, he said, quote, "We had the opportunity to go to Vegas twice in a row. Not going and being able to gamble on 34 on red one more time is going to be very tough for me. At the end of the day, I want to win. We've lost 7 in a row. I don't remember the last time I lost 7 in a row. Subsequently, the streak has been extended to 8 games with a loss to the lowly Washington Wizards.
And Chris Middleton putting him to sleep at the end of the game.
Monday night. Yeah, Middleton.
That's got to be tough, man. That's got to be tough.
Should have never traded me.
You got the clip? Because I feel like part of that...
Yeah, watch the clip.
In the
Let's
middle,
watch the clip.
I feel like part of it was he seemed like he was somewhat joking in the middle.
Yeah. You talk about gambling on whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
You say
in
betting
Vegas,
on...
34
He said
red.
34?
Yeah, 34 red one more time. Yo,
I didn't realize
they
Giannis wasn't a bet on black guy.
They was
I thought you always bet on black.
I mean,
That's what Wesley Snipes said.
That's my motto.
That's what Wesley
Always
Snipes.
bet on black.
Always bet on black.
here you go.
Hold on, cue that up for us, Chris, please.
You got a chance to advance with a win tonight. Are you disappointed to not get a chance to try to defend the title in the playoffs of this thing?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you want to win games. You want to win tournaments. We had the opportunity to go to Vegas twice in a row. Not going to Vegas, not be able to gamble on the 34 red one more time. I think it's going to be very, very tough for me. But at the end of the day, I just want to win. We've lost 7 in a row. I don't remember last time I lost 7 in a row. We lost 7 in a row, so we just got to lock in. We have Brooklyn, which they've been playing as of late very, very well. We got to be able to get
We
down
got
more.
Brooklyn who's
Yeah, I
playing
mean,
very
every
well.
game for them is they gotta take it serious, bro. Because you can't if you lose to Brooklyn, then it's cursed. Because Washington's that's a reevaluation game. You lose to Washington, you're looking at yourself and your team like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I'm saying? But I think he said again. I think 34 is his number. That's why. I don't.
I know.
I don't
it
even
was a
know.
joke. Yeah. No, I know it was.
I'm not sure if there's a 34 black. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not both numbers, right? It's
When
only
you watch that, what are you seeing, Paul?
I think he's just frustrated, like super frustrated. Because like when I look at the numbers and I look at the last few years how they went out, I'm like, man, I'm in my prime, and I should be like contending for championships. I mean, we talking about one of the greatest power forwards ever. If we look at his last 5 years since he won a championship, it's clear frustration that he's not making deep playoff runs, with the team that he got. And they've tried. I mean, obviously they went out and got Dame a year ago. Then, Dame didn't want no more smoke with the Bucks, and now they just trying to figure it out. He's in the crossroads of his career to where he got another good 5 years maybe.
You hope.
Playing at this level, hopefully, that he's like, man, my window is shortening every year when you look at the team like this, and it's frustrating. He is one of those guys I know that he says, I want to be considered one of the best ever, and to do that, I got to win multiple championships.
Yep.
That's what I get from Giannis when he speaks to the media, how his work ethic, how he plays. And when he comes in the season and he's losing and he's under 500 and he's not getting out of the first round, the frustration is building, it's snowballing.
To second that, I think it was you that said he very much cares about his numbers. Not just the championships, but he is not in the MVP conversation the last couple of years because they're not winning. And he's playing MVP caliber, type numbers. He's playing at
100%.
MVP level.
Absolutely.
So for him to only have one MVP, when he thought like I could easily get 2 or 3 MVPs, watching Jokic do it, watching Joel do it, because his team is not up to par, it's definitely eating at him. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like every year they're trying to fix the mistakes that they're making, and it's a mistake on top of mistake. Like you let go of Dame, he tore his Achilles, you pick a Miles Turner, try to cover it. Like that's not gonna
Pure
fix it.
Desperation.
You fire 3 different coaches. You fire Bud. You bring in Adrian. You fire Adrian. You bring in Doc. And then now your record is you didn't respect it. Now your record's not where it's at. Now you can't fire this coach. I'm not saying that he's the issue, but you go through a bunch of coaches. You go through a bunch of players. You trade Chris to get Kuz, and you can let go of Drew Holiday. Drew go gets a championship in Boston. That's got to eat at you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you're not an MVP. Beginning of the season, they were better than we expected. He was MVP conversation. A couple weeks go by, hear nothing about it.
They'll be lucky to make the playoffs, truthfully, the way they playing.
Yeah.
And with him getting these numbers, and he can't afford to miss no more games.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to make the
Oh my
playoffs,
God, dude.
he can't afford no more time
No,
off.
yeah.
And we only 22 games in.
Yeah. 22 games in, and you've already gone through an 8-game losing streak in the span of that 22 games.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a tough way to start the season. And I think the reason why we're talking about this is, to my mind, for 2 reasons. Whenever Giannis has been asked in the past, because it's come up a lot, his future with the Bucks. And I think, I remember I went on my boy's show, and they had like a Bucks fan come on and ask questions, and I was like, he's good as gone. And the dude was like, oh, the media has been trading Giannis for how many years, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, it's not the media.
It's not coming from nowhere.
It's been smoke there. But what he's always said is, as long as I have a chance to win in Milwaukee, I want to be here.
Yeah, that chance has been gone for some time.
I think
bro.
that window is closing because I don't really see a trade out there.
How can you say with a straight face you have a chance to win
I think it's
here?
closed. It's been closed for some time. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. It's PrizePicks, baby.
I love how simple it is to play and win on PrizePicks. Jaylen Brunson, Steph Curry, Tyrese Maxey, more threes, more points, more assists. These guys are hooping.
I love that you can also create a lineup and mix and match sports. If I'm feeling a little spicy, I will add some football picks to the lineup as well. Love sprinkling in a little Puka Nakua action with my hoopers.
PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes.
PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you can cash in.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code NFG and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code NFG to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's
good to be right.
So
there's that.
it's never closed when you have Giannis.
Yes.
If you're always one piece away when you have a guy of his caliber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the Bucks, I don't know. But it's not like they haven't been trying.
Yeah, they got Dame. That was the one try they
swung
got.
for the fences and missed
And
with
just
Dame.
injuries, and it just didn't gel. It didn't work out.
And Middleton, he was injured.
Yeah,
and they
Middleton-
traded him,
yeah.
and they tried to get younger. They're trying.
I'm with you.
It's just
When
not
you have
working.
a guy like Giannis, you're one piece away from getting to the finals. But winning a championship, you need 2. You're not beating OKC or Denver without a big 3. All
No,
those teams
that's
that have
not.
won as of late have at
Everybody
least
got
2
big 2.
superstars and multiple guys that can make a third star or a big 3.
No, there's only one team that got like a big 3 right now. That's
that,
the
Boston?
OKC. OKC.
Denver got 3 people: Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Jokic, and then they got other people that make
you
up.
gotta be like.
Again, there's other guys that make up for that third. Lakers got 3. Like there's either 2 superstars and a bunch of guys that make up for the third, or 3 guys.
There's no big
income.
threes right now. Big threes is 3 all-stars if we want to keep it 100.
Like,
3
yeah.
all-stars legit.
Lakers.
Like we had a big 3. That's a real big 3. That's a big 2.5.
I think Lakers got.
Come on,
Lakers
we got
is
these
a
big
big 3.
2.5s. Come
A
on.
big. I don't know.
I really
if I would say,
I think Denver has a bit. Like they could have had 3 guys at All-Star game
They
this
got
year.
a big 1.
No, Jamal Murray played All-Star level this year. So was
He's
Aaron
a
Gordon.
big 1.5.
Here's what I would
he's
say.
tripping.
Here's what I would say about Giannis, and has always been my kind of criticism of Giannis. It doesn't feel like he's a floor raiser for his guys around him, for a superstar. A lot of times it feels like his great numbers are happening in its own universe.
So you don't think it impacts winning, but not impacts empowering his teammates? Is what you're saying?
That's what I would say. Like when it comes to Murray and even Aaron Gordon, I think Jokic is elevating their level of play. That's not to say those guys are not good players and they wouldn't have success in other places, but I do think they're elevated by playing with Jokic. I just don't think that's been the case with Giannis.
This is what I see. With Jokic, he understands how his gravity pulls works.
Yeah.
With Jokic, I don't think he understands his gravity pull to make the rest of that elevate.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
exactly what I would say.
Yeah.
And that would be my biggest Giannis criticism when I say, like, yeah, he's going to get his individual numbers. Like, he's going to get his 30. He's going to grab a bunch of boards. He's going to play credible and good to great team defense and individual defense. But, like, in terms of, like, when Giannis steps on the court for your defense, is he carrying the defense? No, he's not.
Not anymore. I feel like there's a time where he was very impactful on the defense end of the floor.
For sure. He even won a Defensive Player of the Year award.
For sure. And I'll give him more credit than because it is a team sport. There's not but so much one man could do. And that roster, to me, is just not enough. I don't care how much he empowers them. He had groups that he could. Chris Middleton and Drew, when they had them, he was empowered. The guy, like, they played better. You have two other guys that are good players, because those were all-stars in different times. But if you have at least a all-star caliber player around you, it makes the game easier for you, and then you are able to elevate them and other guys around you. He has his next best guy, Ryan Rollins.
No, I'm not talking about this year. This year is like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can we give him that, even years... so outside of years prior, you don't think he elevated, like, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, and Jay Crowder when they had guys, when they had Drew and Chris Middleton. They had good groups.
I feel like Drew a little more elevated the play because he controlled the offense a little bit more.
I think they all elevated each other.
Yeah, I think he does elevate. He
elevated Drew in the sense that
because I
think Drew was miscast as somebody who would carry offense. Giannis could shoulder enough burden where Drew Holiday specifically could pick his spots.
Well, Giannis is like more like Shaq.
Sure.
Like
I would say, and even that, I would say guys like Rick Fox and B. Shaw and those guys, like, playing next to Shaq and Kobe put them on just lifted them up, bro. Like, I don't know.
Different time then. Like, they had to, I don't think those guys, they had to empower themselves. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that time was a cutthroat NBA. Like, if you wasn't performing, you wasn't playing. As simple as that. They didn't lead it on Shaq and Kobe to, like, oh, you got to get these guys involved. It's like, you better fit around Shaq and Kobe or you not playing. We're going to find somebody else to do it.
I'm not saying it well enough. I just think the nature of what Giannis does, and again, I don't think the roster has been perfectly constructed. Like, I don't think there's been a great amount of shooting next to him. I think the best Bucks team, when he was playing next to Lopez, like, you got the centers already at 3, and Giannis could operate with a completely spread court. Yeah. And it could be like, when the defense try to help and you're 5 out, it's a simple read, right? Like, you see exactly where the help is coming. And I think that's when he played his best ball. But, like, once you kind of ask him to be a little bit more nuanced in attacking help and attacking defenses, I think that's been something in comparison to the other superstars. Because, I remember Paul said he once went to the All-Star game and Mo Williams was there. Yeah. Like, it's hard. Like, you can't tell me LeBron wasn't making Sasha Pavlovich and Mo Williams better players than they actually were.
For sure. Again, there's very few players. And I don't know that
Giannis has been doing that.
There's very few players like LeBron James.
Well, we know that.
There's not many guys, even the greats of the greats, that empowered.
I think Luka elevates.
Yes, I do. I do.
Again, it's a handful of guys that you can pick and say, they elevated their team around them. Even some of the greats, they didn't elevate like those guys. They played great, and those guys had to make sure they kept up, or they was gonna get left behind, or left out, or cut, or waived, or traded. But it wasn't like Kobe was like, Kobe was in there cussing Jeremy Lin out, talking about he's Charmin. Like, that's different type of elevation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was the type where, you know how in fraternities they break you down to build you up. Like, that was his his style of kind of elevating. That was the old school style. We going toughen you up. Either you going to fold or you going to step up to the challenge.
Right.
Today's NBA is a lot different.
Man, every holiday season, I lie to myself. I'm like, this year I'm going to be thoughtful. I'm going to plan ahead, and then boom, before I know it, It's December 23rd, and I'm standing in line buying a gift card like a rookie.
That's a turnover waiting to happen.
Exactly, but this year I actually ran the play correctly. No panic, no last-second heave. I gave an Aura frame, and let me tell you, that's a slam dunk gift right there.
For real, why is it that the people we're closest to are the hardest to buy for? You know everything about them except what the rap, but everybody's got photos they love. Your mom wants to see the baby pics. Your boys want to see the throwback hoop shots. Your partner wants the vacation selfies where you actually smile.
And the thing that makes Aura so dope is that it's easy. Unlimited free photos and videos. Just download the Aura app, hit Wi-Fi, boom, you are in. You can even preload photos before it ships. So they open the box and it's already filled with memories. You're basically gifting nostalgia on day one.
And look, you can add a message before it arrives too. That's that extra personalization that makes you look like you actually planned ahead, even if you didn't.
Plus, the frames come in this premium gift box, no price tag, no extra fluff you gotta deal with. It's clean, it's classy, it's showing love without stress.
Because listen, you can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it.
All right, so for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named the #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code NOFILES at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code NOFILES. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now and get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Yeah, I guess, and I don't want to, make enemies in Milwaukee. I guess like the sort of negative view of Giannis and wanting to leave the team for me is like, yes, 21 y'all won a championship. Nobody could take it away. I don't believe in asterisk championships. I don't believe in none of that. You play the games in front of you, you win the championship. That shit is hard as hell to do, right? At the same time, 21 was a weak playoff opponents the Bucks played against. 22, Jimmy Butler and them stole your freaking souls, and you got upset by Miami in a way that made absolutely no sense. They make the trade for Dame.
Talk about it.
He never really makes the Dame thing work.
No.
Not to say that Dame was in his prime. I think Dame was limited in many ways, but I think there was a way to make that work better than it did. I just think it was Giannis was insistent on.
But I mean, they did have to go through 3 different coaches. They went through 2 different coaches at that time, or 2 different coaches with Dame. So like a lot of different moving parts. For a guy that doesn't want to make enemies in Milwaukee, you still sure going and fuck in right now.
I'm just saying with the Giannis thing, it's run its course.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense that he would go somewhere. I think just the idea that Bucks fans were deluding themselves, he didn't ask them to look into a Knicks. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
He went to management and said, yo, see if you can get me to New York.
No.
This happened. This is well reported.
I mean, they reported that he's asked for a trade to the Knicks.
Man, if that could work, definitely trade me. They looked into it and it was like, nah, we're not doing that. So he's back with this charade of a season.
Shams didn't report it for no reason. Shams is valid.
I think we know where this is headed, guys, in the offseason.
This is not going to end
Maybe
well for
before the
Milwaukee.
offseason, you think?
I don't think he'll be gone in February.
So what do the Bucks do? If you lose Giannis, you talking about a full rebuild
Starting
again?
all over.
Yeah.
You got to start all
Try
over.
to get
Into this draft?
No, I think before this year's draft, you trade Giannis.
This
Yeah.
year. You try to get in this year's
Yeah,
draft.
because this year's draft is one of the
you can
stronger
try
drafts
to-
that we've seen in a while.
I don't know if that's your maybe that might be a primary
right
objective.
now, start now.
It's a really good draft coming up.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
strong
what
draft.
people are saying.
The
That's what
freshman
people are
class is
saying.
across the board
freshman
is
class
pretty
is
damn good, bro.
But,
Yeah,
it's going to take
a lot
time
of
to
potential.
develop.
I just, with the draft prediction people,
Yeah,
like,
it's
they
back-
was
it's always something,
saying,
yeah.
like, oh, this is a strong draft, or this is
Yeah.
a weak draft, and then we go opposite sometimes.
But
That's
some of
what
the
I was
names we've
like.
seen out there, bro, I'm impressed by some of those kids.
Yeah, I'm impressed by a lot of the kids in college right now.
But yeah, I would say the Bucks they should try to get as many draft picks and young guys in there as possible, because they don't, part of the Dame deal was they don't own their draft rights in the future.
So again, if we trade Giannis, who we trade him to, and what are you trying to get back? If we trade him to New York, who are we trying to get back?
I don't know if you trade him to New York in the Eastern Conference.
If that's where he wants to go, like he's
So-
gonna try to.
Would you do this trade? I said this trade last year. Would you trade Chet for Giannis?
If I'm OKC, no, because Giannis is not signing long term with them.
Why not?
Because
If he does, though.
Because he's not gonna leave Milwaukee to go be in OKC
To win the next 4 or 5?
again.
Yeah,
I don't think this is all about winning.
I think Milwaukee
portrayed.
says no. They need more than just Chet.
Well, you get some here. Take some draft picks.
Yeah. No,
They got enough of them, I
But you got a building block to start over with now.
An incredible package together, if that's the route that they took.
But if you're OKC, do you do it?
Absolutely.
I don't think they do.
Absolutely.
I don't think
You
so.
do that?
I'm doing it tonight, not tomorrow.
How do you do that
not today.
if
I'm
you're
doing it
coming off a championship?
Yeah, how do you do that championship?
And
because
Giannis
you for
is
sure
coming off of a
you're getting
contract.
another champ. You got two
You
MVPs.
for sure might get it again.
You got
with
2
and
MVPs
you
on
younger.
your team. Giannis ain't
But
that
you
old.
younger.
Giannis ain't that old.
But you stay younger with a team that's
You still got enough
21
draft
and
picks?
1, 20 and 1.
You got enough draft picks to be young forever. Even if you get rid of some, they got a bag full of draft picks. If I can get Giannis for the next 4 years with him and Shea, 2 MVP, one outside, one inside, are you shitting me?
From what
You shitting me?
Again,
Yes.
I don't think this is the first time OKC has come up as a Giannis trade destination because of the things he mentioned, the assets and the draft picks. From what I've heard, if Sam Presti called Giannis and was like, yo, what do you think about coming to the Prairie? It's not happening.
Bro, you lived in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
It's better there than
I don't want to
Milwaukee.
hear
It's
that.
better weather there in OKC than
I don't want
Milwaukee.
to hear that.
Save some money,
Don't act
cheaper
like
taxes.
Milwaukee is the Bahamas
All
or
right, so
something.
What
no.
I'm saying is Giannis wants to do something different.
in a bigger
No,
city, like a bit
dog.
branding type
Yeah,
thing.
I think so.
I think he just wants to win. He wants to be able to win MVP, more MVPs, and he could do
Also,
that.
OKC, another thing people got to realize, Giannis has kind of been used to being catered to as a high-maintenance superstar. OKC is running a program where it's like, no, management is in charge over here. Not Giannis
Because it's all
Antetokounmpo.
because they dealing with kids.
So
That's what I'm
They
saying.
ain't
Do
had no. They
wanna
don't have.
deal
They
with
ain't had no
adults?
divas there since Katie and Russ left and
But
everything.
that's
so
what I'm
it-
trying to tell you. Like, at first,
They
KD
rebuilt that culture.
was down with the program. And then he was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
I think it was more than there was other reasons other than that.
Sure.
Why Katie left.
Sure.
But let's look at other destinations for Giannis. I'm looking at he wants to do a big city. If it's not New York, you say not OKC. I'm looking at maybe Miami.
Okay. I mean,
You need Khalil Ware.
are they way better by replacing Bam with Giannis? Like, way
If
better?
I'm Milwaukee, I'm asking for. Say it again. Are
They
they way
like-
better? No, you keep Bam. Keep them together.
Oh, you keep Bam together. So it's
Yeah.
like you're basing it off
You
of
super-
Khalil Ware and some future picks.
And you got Jokic.
Well, he don't have a contract.
You
What's
got-
his contract?
I know.
These
These
so
guys don't make no money.
You got Khalil Ware, Jovic. You got Fontecchio.
You got to get Ware
You got
and Bam.
Jaime Jaquez,
Okay.
and then Andrew Wiggins. Or you put Wiggs got enough money in the contract where you could throw him in there with like Jaime Jaquez and like
If I'm
Khalil
Milwaukee,
Ware.
I'm going in another direction.
Those young kids with the
I mean,
picks though, you get
I
picks
like
with
all
those
these
kids.
guys. I like Jaquez. I like Jovic. I love Khalil Ware.
Yeah, you get those
lot.
guys with picks,
I just don't.
and then
think,
throwing Wiggs as a money.
The Heat
fit.
might try to play hardball because that's another thing
Of course
that
they're gonna
people
try.
got to understand is like once we get to this summer and Giannis has 1 year left on his deal,
Yeah.
he's leveraging the shit out of
For sure.
the Bucks.
Toronto makes more sense.
They can give up pieces.
Toronto.
Yeah, he makes sense there. You know, we're not there no more. Messiah not there no more. Like that was the connect. That would have been the connection to make it happen.
That makes more sense. You surrounded around like.
I mean, to me, the Knicks thing, I would love to see it happen.
You don't want to give him
but
Khalil Ware,
also,
huh? Miami guy, like we ain't giving him
I
Khalil Ware.
actually think it would make more sense
Milwaukee
to
had to
move
sell
Brunson
more tickets,
not,
you get
instead of
another
Cat.
all-star.
I really do. Because I don't think Brunson and Giannis make any sense whatsoever together.
More sense than you don't think it's more sense than Cat and Brunson?
Bruh, like if
At least he's more of a defender.
sure, it
fixes
makes
that
sense
defensive issue.
in that capacity, but in terms of
Offense,
offense,
yeah, it's gonna be.
you're not getting no type of Giannis
two-man
for Brunson.
continuity.
So,
like
You're not getting a big
you'd have to
man-
give up because Josh Hart does the same thing. Like you'd have to because you'd have to just surround him with shooters and Brunson. You'd have to give up the other guys that drive and penetrate like that, like Josh Hart. You probably give up Mitchell Robinson, clear the paint. You can't have a bunch of guys that can't shoot either.
yeah, I don't know what's a great I mean, the OKC thing, again, no team in that position has ever done something like that. Like, we're coming off a championship. I mean, maybe if OKC somehow got upset in the playoffs this year, maybe they do a Golden State getting KD and being like, yo, we need to move heaven and earth.
They don't have to. I think
What if
still
you're
be fine.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Detroit should definitely
Hey,
be
you
looking
GMing
into
right
it.
now, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Detroit should
Detroit might be
You're on your
looking
GM
into it.
shit right now. You got your GM hat on.
If you could say Duran,
Yeah, I think Detroit.
It would have to be other, like said the older guys, like
Tobias and Duran.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to give up Tobias, but I wouldn't give up Duran.
Well, you're gonna have to give up a young
You have to
building
give up
block.
a young piece.
Jaden
'Cause
Ivey.
Your draft picks are going to be worthless for the next few
It's
years.
gonna have to be.
No, I need Duran and like Tobias to make the contract work, and then I'm
I
pairing
might
them
need
with.
Duran and Amen Thompson.
I'll give up Thompson. I'll give up a Sir Thompson. I'll give it to like
Again.
I don't want to give, but Tobias or Sir Thompson and like picks and Jaden Ivey. I'm not giving up Duran. There's no way I'm giving up Duran.
Again, with
Jeez,
Giannis
with
and if you're
There's no way
Detroit,
I'm giving up Duran.
And then here's the problem with
that's
that.
crazy.
Here's the problem with that. Again, Giannis is extension eligible as soon as he gets traded. And if he doesn't extend with it, like give an inclination through his representation, I'm interested in extending, then you can't give up all of that shit for a
there's
lame
gonna
duck
be
Giannis season.
there's gonna be an understanding. That's all gonna be talked
Yeah, they're
about.
gonna figure it
Has to
out.
That's all
Beforehand.
gonna be talked about. Nobody's
that
just gonna
extension's gonna be
do
done
that.
before it happens. Yeah.
Has to be.
But
But
yeah,
again, Giannis has to
I'm
want to
not
be
Cade
in
and
Detroit.
Duran. I'm not. Those two are to me untouchable, bro.
Who's untouchable?
Cade and Duran. If I'm
Oh,
Detroit,
Cade, of course.
Cade and Duran,
Duran
untouchable.
is not untouchable.
He's
to me.
untouchable
Not
to
for
me, bro.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
With the window
21
so
years
open
old,
in the East,
man
bro.
child, and his bag is only getting better, bro. What? I'm not
If Luka
not
can
letting
get
him go.
traded for AD, Duran can
he
get
ain't
traded
Luka.
For Giannis easily.
Antetokounmpo.
They gonna-
Anybody can be
what?
traded for sure.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Anybody
Like,
can be traded for sure, but in my mind, I'm not letting Duran go. He's 22 years old, and he's not like he's coming in out of shape doing hookah shit. He's a man child. He's David Robinson chiseled up. What y'all niggas talking about? They coming in looking crazy,
Doing hookah
and
shit
now he's
gotta be
he's
our
making
new,
moves with the fucking chisel. Like he looks crazy. I'm like, bro,
no,
you seen
he
his bag?
looks great. I just
They had a
think.
2-minute reel of him doing like moves
I just think on what.
In the game?
in the game, bruh.
Okay, we think he's a borderline. Also, we think Giannis is an MVP. There's a gulf.
I'm saying
in
Duran,
between
with
those
Detroit
kinds of
keep winning,
players.
he's an all-star for some years. Him and Cade are gonna be all-stars for years to come. He could be all-star this year, and he's 22. What? How old is he?
You think you have a better chance winning the championship?
I'm just
Over
saying.
the
I have
next-
a better chance of being good for longer.
But we play to win championships.
There's no guarantee I'm winning a championship with Giannis.
I didn't
With
say
the
it's
way the league
guaranteed.
is, dog, I just
We
think
play to win championships, Danny. No, I'm
Yeah.
asking you this.
For
Like,
sure.
there's not gonna be no more dynasties.
but
Nah.
with let's just say
You gotta
this.
get one, huh? Just get one.
Just
gotta
ask
get
pose
one.
the question to both of
Okay,
you
so
guys.
it could be a dynasty.
Can be.
4 years of the next 4 years of Giannis or the next 8 years of Duran? Who has a better chance of winning a championship? To me,
Depends-
it's
it depend- it
obviously
depend-
the next 4 years of
Yes.
Depends on who you
Yes.
surround them with. Either way, you're not
Or
beating OKC.
Detroit, I'm talking about.
Yeah, you got to surround them with. You got to get the piece around those two. Still, you still got to surround Cade and whoever as you choose with company enough to beat OKC. So if I want to contend with OKC for the next 10 years, I'm keeping my youth. Giannis got you 4 years. I need to keep foundational pieces that I can keep for 10
OKC
years.
has a 10-year run in them.
Bro, what? All of them are 22 years old.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing.
But
like,
they're
I
gonna
don't-
start getting to the taxes, and the same
Bro,
thing's gonna happen.
They got 13 draft picks.
No, listen though. You
That's
see what happened
cool,
with
but
Boston?
those
You see what
draft
happened
picks-
with Boston? They got so heavy in the tax because they
That's-
had
they-
everybody
but they
sign.
traded for-
That's about to happen to OKC
OKC
next
has
year.
built everybody through their draft picks.
And they got to start signing some of them.
They can
we
keep
gotta
they
save
can
this
keep
for
rid
the
of good guys
OKC
and keep
thing,
signing them.
'cause
AJ Mitchell's under a 3-year contract for $8 million. Like they're gonna keep finding money in the draft.
We're gonna get to
They gonna have
OKC
to
in a
sign.
second.
All right.
But
telling you.
because Chris did have that on the docket.
This is the picks.
No,
Don't
but
talk
let's
PrizePicks.
just end the Giannis thing
Okay.
here. He's done by this offseason for sure. Yes or no?
Yeah, he's gone. Again, I
This
did
is
some,
his last season in Milwaukee.
yeah.
If I'm
Last season in Milwaukee.
If I'm Milwaukee, I'll try to before All Star break.
Yeah,
if it's
to
down
try to get
bad,
as
if they're
much-
down bad by All Star, I'll try to make an early move.
I feel like
Got
the
you.
sooner the more you'll get more in return.
Yeah, that's why they should have did it this past offseason.
Yeah.
All right, so we wanted to do something really.
You're right. They should have did it this past
Should
offseason.
have did it. They would have got way more. We wanted to do something really quick. Just a new little sort of give you guys who are picking with us on PrizePicks just a quick rundown and explain our records from our last picks. The Heat 14-7 beat the brakes off the Clippers, who are now 5-16. Lord have mercy. 140 to 123. The Heat went on a 30-2 run in the second quarter to pull away.
Damn.
30-2 also tied the
run.
franchise record.
I've never heard of a
30-2, bro.
I hope they call at least 3 timeouts in between that.
A 30-2
Even after the timeouts, you don't think you get like a 6 little 3 or 4 point after a timeout?
Crazy.
Yeah, somebody fouled somebody. Shit, somebody foul out.
They was like, they must have went out the night before.
Harden, we all picked Harden to have less than 27.5 points. He had 11. We picked Kawhi to have more than 23.5 points. He had 36.
Yeah, he was locked in.
Norm Powell, Danny said more. Paul and I said less than 20.5. He had 30.
He went at his whole team.
Hero, everybody said more than 21.5. He had 22.
Yeah, right over the over. Hero just got the over. I thought he was off on that one. When I saw he had 22, I was like, damn, I thought it was like 23.5 or something.
Paul and I went 3-4. Danny went 4-4. We're close to 500. We're better than the Bucks right now, so we're not going to demand a trade as of yet.
All right. Yeah, I said knew Norm was going to go off against the Clippers, his old team.
All right, let's get into our picks of the night, our favorite part of the show, presented by PrizePicks. We have the Detroit Pistons will be playing the
Milwaukee Bucks.
Aforementioned Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh my God! More
over for everybody in Detroit.
more.
Let's get a couple of 3-point picks here. More or less than 2.5 3-pointers made for Duncan Robinson.
I'm going more.
I'm gonna go less on this one.
I'll go more. I'll go more. Bad teams.
It's gonna be a numbers night for Detroit, bro. I'm going more.
Numbers night.
Let's go to the Bucks now. More than 1.5 3-pointers made for Miles Turner.
I'll give him more.
I'm gonna go less.
I'm gonna go less. Detroit is so switchable.
Yeah.
I think they'll
He gonna take enough of
defensively.
them.
You know,
He gonna shoot enough of them.
Yeah, but I'm less.
Cade Cunningham, more or less than 26.5 points.
More.
I think it's gonna be a blowout, so I'm gonna go less.
I'm gonna go more. Milwaukee's wing defense is nothing to write home about.
No.
And Giannis, more or less than 29.5 points. I'm going less.
I'm going less as well.
I think Detroit is actually one of the few teams that can pack the paint effectively.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm gonna go
Giannis.
more. I'm gonna go more. He'll get to the free throw line. Young guys tend to foul a lot. It's gonna be physical game with Duran and these other guys. He's gonna get to the line. I'm gonna go more.
I'm going less because I just think he's checked out.
No, but he's not that type of player.
They gonna get
he's not
smoked.
that type of player.
By the second quarter, it's gonna
He's
be
not
trash,
check
and he's gonna
him,
be
I
like,
promise you.
He's not
gonna
that
make
type of
sure
player.
that
He
his
is.
buckets-
He gonna
even
get
when
his
the-
I
buckets.
didn't think he was the type of
Even
player to
when-
delete Instagram posts either.
Yeah, but he's gonna play. He's gonna play hard no matter what.
All right.
Those are our picks of the night presented by PrizePicks as always. Lakers Suns I thought was an eye-popping game, man. The
Yeah.
Lakers lost to the Suns by a lot. Even as
Without
Devin
Devin
Booker
Booker,
left the game in the first quarter with a groin injury, did not return.
He didn't wait.
Huh?
He didn't return.
He didn't
Nah,
finish
he left.
the game.
He left first quarter.
They beat him
I didn't know
without
what was
Devin
going
Booker.
on. They beat him by Devin Booker. They beat him pretty good too. And Book first quarter he had a groin injury. Came back on the bench second half, was dressed in street clothes.
Damn.
Yeah. The Suns looking good.
let's-
Chandler Parsons said that LeBron stat padded to get 10 points. I don't know how you stat pad.
Well, they were
You're
down
waiting.
20 and he was still in the game. They were
So
down
was
a
Austin
lot.
Reeves, and they tried to make a last again. Yes, he was in the game longer than he should have been, but they were trying to make a push at one point. Luka was where it started, where the turnovers and bad shot
Can I say
selection
something
happened.
about this Bron streak that we need to stop? He scored 8 points against the Mavs in the finals. Like, this streak is fake.
They don't count
But it's fake.
playoffs.
He had a game with less than 10 points. It's
1,300 games is fake.
It's fake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's fake.
Damn.
So they count the games before that
But
game.
again, so if that's the case, he shot 50,000
fake.
points.
No, sure. I'm fine with that.
You're
keeping
fine
it
with giving
consistent.
50,000 points?
Yeah.
I'm fine
He's
with
got
keeping
the
it
his
playoff
regular
consistent.
points.
season 42.
No, I'm just saying, like, when we talk about it, it should come up like, yo, not only did he do this in the regular season, but this is what he did in the playoffs points-wise. Like, he's one of the greatest scorers in Playoff points
Right.
wise, this whole streak thing.
It's a
I'm like,
regular season.
guys,
It's a regular season stat.
Regular. Okay.
it's just guys. I remember the game where he didn't score 10 points.
How you remember the game?
I remember the game. We all remember that game. So
but that was like 13 years ago.
It was
I
a long
know.
time ago.
I'm not saying it's not impressive, but like
long
to
time
act
ago.
like
Oh,
all
time
the
ago.
games before
2012,
that
yeah, it was a long time ago.
didn't happen.
Yeah, that
It's
was
like,
13
it's still
years
a
ago.
great streak.
He
I'm just
might have
saying.
played 1,200 games after that.
Yeah,
It's just my
yeah.
own pet peeve about it. It's just like guys, like, okay,
Again.
the streak was broken before. I mean, sure.
He might have played 1,200 games after that.
No. The
Was.
question is there any truth to that statement? Sorry,
What was his statement?
that he was stat padding to get 10 points.
He's saying the Lakers are more focused on the statement is the Lakers are more focused on his legacy than the season really.
No, I mean,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
He thinks because they allowed him a stat pad that they're focusing more on LeBron going out the right way than their
They're
season.
getting their asses kicked.
Listen, let's slow down a second. They won 7 in a row before losing that night.
Yeah, that's why I think this is absurd.
They got their ass kicked one night. They're not in Milwaukee.
No, what I'm
realm.
saying is they're getting their asses kicked. Who cares if LeBron tries to score 10 points? Like,
yeah,
what difference did it make?
Yeah,
It didn't,
yeah.
like, the game
Yeah.
was out of reach.
yeah. I
I mean that's equivalent to the guy who need one rebound, leave him in there for the
Yeah.
triple double.
Yeah.
That happens every night.
yeah.
Yes.
They let him in
I'm
do it.
fine with that.
He left Austin Reeves in the game too to get his like.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Luke was the only person that sat the whole I think he sat the whole fourth. He sat because the turnovers and the shot selection. They try to leave those guys in to get a push, and then
Yeah.
once they realize, they say, "Yo, get your numbers and then get out."
I think it's
Yeah.
absurd to say that the Lakers, who are having a good season, good ass
They're
season,
number 2 in the West.
Luka is basically putting up He's playing the best ball of
Leading
his
the league in
career,
scoring.
MVP numbers.
Yeah.
I decided that they're playing for LeBron. I just find that to be laughable.
Yeah, I disagree with the statement.
Like,
it's a disagree.
the team, it's Luka time.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of LeBron time right now.
Right.
Yeah, we disagree.
But we do got to give some love to the Suns, who had a shaky start to the season.
Balling, bro.
But a 12-5 ever since.
Jordan
Dylan
Ott.
Brooks. Jordan Ott, Dylan Brooks, Devin Booker, the
Colin
leaders of the
Gillespie.
team. Gillespie having a breakout season. I think they deserve credit, man. I think Dylan Brooks,
Brooks got more of an offensive bag than I thought.
He's been working on some
he's
shit.
gotten so much
Right?
He's
better.
been working on some
His
shit. He was in that
offensive
mid-range, the
game,
post,
yeah,
little fake
He's
spin.
a lot better
His
than
turn
offensive
around.
game is a
Yes.
lot better.
The crazy thing is people forget his early years in Memphis, he was one of the scorers. He
he
wasn't as
averaged
efficient,
about
but he
18.
shot from three
Yeah,
pretty
he
well.
did.
And there was a time where he just didn't shoot it as well.
Yeah.
But he scored for Memphis early.
Memphis
Yeah,
has
he
been
did, he
trying
did.
to fill that gap since he's been gone.
He was more of a defensive edge guy at the time for them.
You
He
know?
could score at times.
Yeah.
But he's been back into his bag. He's worked on some things, and it's showing.
It
I
is.
think he's
showing.
obviously a winning player.
And they're doing this
I don't
without Jaylen Green.
Yeah, I think,
But also, I said you got to give a lot of credit to Jordan Ott. We didn't know what to think of him. We thought, Phoenix was just throwing it all in, like get rid of KD, get rid of Brad, and just like, all right, we
Yeah.
have they're actually hooping. And Gillespie's hooping well. Like Royce O'Neal making play. Like they got guys playing hard and making plays. Jordan Goodwin.
Yeah.
They have guys just out of nowhere. Mark Williams hooping.
Yeah.
So they're doing some good things over there, bro.
what does that say though? Like, what is that, Paul? Like, KD, Bradley Beal, big names, big money players, guys with reputations. KD is bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best players in the history of the league. These guys leave the team and now they're playing like
They're playing hard.
way better.
Well, you got more guys that understand their role.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a power struggle when you got big names sometime. You know, KD, Book, and Bill, who all been leading scorers in this league. It's like, all right, is it my team? Is it his team? Is it my night? Is it his night? Where it's like, okay, Devin's our guy, no debate. We play through him. You're a shooter. You're a defender. You're going to get this much time. It's clear-cut roles now, and it's easier. Because when you look at during the season, you can look at like a team, superstar goes down for that night and don't play. And you play a team that's supposed to beat you, and that they don't beat you because the role players, it's harder to like define who's going to be the guy. It's like when I know KD is going off, when I know him, it's easy to scout against. They're hard to scout.
Right.
I know they got Booker, but then damn, he did this, he did that.
Yeah.
So
I'm with P. I think it's just every big three ain't gonna be gold, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't easy to put together a big three and make it work. You need a floor bouncer, whether it's a Rondo or somebody to take lesser a role. Even when Brown was in Miami, like Chris Bosh had to take a bet. Even though Bron, Luke, and Austin making it work, it's not easy. We've seen a bunch of big threes not work out.
Yeah.
And that big three, to me, I knew from the jump it wasn't going to be good because they
You
were
didn't
trying
know
to.
from the jump.
I knew from the jump too.
Before the season
When
started.
they got Brad before the season started, I said this makes no sense.
I
The
thought
same
got
thing when
Brad.
they traded for Russ and Lakerland. I'm
A
like,
lot
why
of
would
their
you do that?
skills overlapped.
Yeah, but
Brad
I thought
was not-
just...
you
You
had
see
the-
how you and KG and Ray Allen didn't
Bro,
y'all had
Brad,
balancing
yeah,
games.
it wasn't balanced. They had no 3-point shooting.
was
It was
unbalanced,
mid range with KD and Brad and Book. All three of them mid range.
No point guard
And
play.
then they tried to bring Brad off the bench. He wasn't having
Mutiny.
that. I'm like, this is not gonna work.
I
Same
just
thing when they
thought-
tried to bring Russ to LA. I'm like,
just thought
that
when
ain't
you
gonna
get
work. You can
great-
see it from a mile. Every big three just ain't gonna be gold. And
I
again,
mean, that is true, but I just feel
also
like...
coaching. You got to give credit to Jordan Hart, bro. He's coaching them all, and they got them playing hard. They know their roles, but not every big three. Again, so you have to have somebody that's like can be a glue or a floor general to keep it. Like having Rondo allowed them to be, and also Ray was at a certain time in his career where he don't need to be all-star Ray and make off the bounce. You know what I'm saying? You got a balance
they
of it.
balanced
It wasn't a
each
bunch of
other.
guys doing the same position. Like even though Toronto's playing well,
But it
when you look
doesn't
at the
matter.
season,
You have big threes that overlap in skills, but they figure it out.
yes, but it's hard. It's a
But
rarity
Brad
that
Beal
it works.
was already cooked, washed. And
He
KD
wasn't. He was
not
averaging
washed.
30.
He wasn't washed, but he just wasn't
He
in his
wasn't
prime.
He wasn't washed.
But again,
in
like
Phoenix.
He
how
was
you look at
averaging
Toronto
30
this year,
when he came to Phoenix.
in Washington, he only played like 20, 30
But
games.
the
that season.
last time he played, he averaged 30.
He didn't play a lot of games.
He was over the hill.
I wouldn't say why. You're bugging. You're bugging
that's
with Waj.
crazy.
He just was not in
What's
his
he
prime.
done since the
wa-
time he got to
No, in Washington,
Phoenix
he was
as
still
a
solid
player?
because that
Damn.
system didn't fit him. Like he didn't fit in that space.
You think Bradley Beal of 2018 would have had a hard time contributing to Phoenix last year? Of course not. Like he would have contributed. But by the time we get to 2024, he's done. It's a long time since he was like.
No, he was
the
averaging
crunch time
18
killer.
points on 51%, 43 splits. Oh, my, that's solid.
Solid.
50 from the field, 43 from three? In the first year?
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't know he did that. He was solid. What more did you want from him? With a Booker-led KD team.
What more did
most
you
of
want?
those nights was when they didn't have full
I
strength.
promise
It was
you, bro.
either KD was out
If
or
you
Book was out.
watch
They
this
didn't have many
team,
games with
bro.
all three of them together. When they did, they didn't look good.
If you watch that team,
But
it was
why-
nothing to
why
write
is you
home
tripping?
about.
Damn.
Bradley
He
Beal was
wasn't
over the
washed.
hill.
He wasn't washed.
Okay, he wasn't washed. He was his
Again,
best days were far behind him.
Not that's far behind him, bro.
That's crazy.
He was averaging 23 the year before.
Bruh, shooting 50 from the field. Having a career year. He had a career year shooting when he got to the Suns.
That's crazy.
What is this guy
50
talking
games,
about?
He only playing 50. He's playing 50 games.
Guys,
But
this guy
again,
again,
before it
injuries,
happened,
the injuries that look,
I just think they didn't fit, bro.
he played
too many
60
mid-range.
games in 21. That was the most he had played for 2 years before he gets to the Suns. But like injuries take their toll on a guy's game.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
I'm saying. I'm not saying he was like a not useful player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he was over the hill
Damn.
physically.
Physically.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so
The injuries. I'll take that.
again,
Injuries
in
hurt.
2019-18, that dude on the Suns, yeah, no matter what, he's contributing. Even with the bad fit, all of that, he's gonna make it work because he's still got it.
I still didn't see a championship. Just how y'all said again. I'm keep going back to how we look at Toronto before the season. It's like they have too many of the same pieces. They playing well. They're winning right now, but I just don't see you can win a championship like that.
But to bring it back to the Suns, right, and like why things went bad last year with all these superstars and all these egos, and why it's going good this year, you know, I do think Devin Booker deserves a lot of credit because, like, I definitely looked at my phone double time when I saw he got the extension that he did because I was like, man, the Devin Booker that I've seen since Chris Paul's been gone doesn't merit this contract. The dude that was playing when Chris Paul was there, man, hell yeah.
He was still a killer, bro. He's the youngest best player. He's the youngest best
was
player
a
you're gonna
killer?
keep. He's still a killer, bro.
Damn.
He's still a
Damn,
killer, bro.
he killed
tripping.
the last 2 years? You
Bro,
really believe
Book
that?
is still a killer, bro.
Yeah, he killed the last 2
What is you
years.
talking
You
about,
thought he was a killer?
bro?
He's averaging 27.
What are you talking about? He's averaging
26,
down year
25, 26, 27,
Yeah.
26,
Yeah.
That's not
27.
killing. Averaging 26
Yeah.
with two other
Watch
All-Stars on your
those
team.
games, bro.
Devin,
Watch
he did
those
his part. He did his
games.
part, bro. He did his part.
Like, he was not. The reason why they were struggling is
He was
because
shooting 46 from the field.
Well, they did him. They made him play the point,
Sure.
Yeah.
and that's not his position.
I'm
And
just saying,
he still
he was
shoots
not
46,
impact- he
averaging
wasn't
26 shooting 46 from the field.
impacting
P, that's not a good stat line.
That's
I'm not
killer.
saying that's a bad stat.
That's
what I'm
killing.
I don't
That's
think that's
killing.
killing. I don't think so.
That's killing.
Yo,
I don't think
What's
that's
killing to you?
That's not
Yo.
killing.
Oh my God, that's not killing.
The expectation is that somebody like
So
that
27 is
supposed
not
to be
killing?
a dominant player. You thought he had dominant results on the court last year for Phoenix? Why
I
were
don't
they
know
so
if he was.
garbage?
I don't know if he was dominating, but
Why
he
were
was.
they so
He was
garbage?
alone.
He was
No,
so
listen.
dominant.
He was
no, he wasn't
alone.
dominating. He was killing.
Yeah. Yo, half the time, bro. Again,
We didn't say he was dominating. He was killing.
half those games, he was. KD was hurting.
I
Beal was
think
hurt a
for
lot too.
60
He was
million-
alone.
I think for $60 million a year, you should be dominant. You should
There's
be
only
like,
3 dominant
Yeah,
players in the
come
league.
on, bro.
dog.
You have a high expectation for a lot of people. There's a lot of motherfuckers making.
There's only 3 dominant players. Giannis, Joker,
I
Shea
think
right
you
now.
should
Luka.
be more
And Luka.
impactful than what Devin Booker was last year.
He was
That's
killing.
what I'm saying.
Yo,
He just wasn't.
bro.
And this year he's playing way better.
I know a lot of guys making the same amount of money for less. That's all I'm saying.
He's killing.
Isn't that
dog.
part of the problem?
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm
Not.
saying.
His money
Like,
has nothing to do. He did his
No,
job.
no.
He was
I'm
on the
not
court with
saying
2 other All-Stars. He averaged 26,
You
shooting
extend the
46
guy
from the
that
field.
far out, right?
He is the youngest and your best piece. You got to keep some
You
foundational
got to
piece.
keep your foundation.
Who else you keep? You're not keeping
Yeah.
KD or Beal. Who else? You just gonna get rid of everybody? They're obviously doing something right.
Again, we can say that now, but I'm just saying at the time
At the time, I said you got to
I'm
keep.
like,
I thought you
I
had to
don't
keep.
know,
If you're gonna
man.
keep anybody, you got to
Devin
keep
Booker,
Book. You got to keep Book.
he hasn't looked
anybody
as
keep Book.
dominant as he has in the past for 2 years. Like the team has just
don't
been
have-
underwhelming.
You don't have to be dominant to
under
be kept.
his stewardship.
No, he
You
was
don't
killing,
have to be
though.
dominant to be
He was
kept,
killing though.
Killing.
bro.
When they go to the stats, man, I averaged 27. What y'all talking about?
Bro, think about this. Think about what Philly did with Ben and Tobias. It ain't about dominance. It's
Right.
about who
You
you
think
can.
that was a good idea?
They-
that was obviously the wrong move to make.
They couldn't keep Jimmy.
Ben and Tobias, like
They
these
couldn't-
guys were horrible deals.
No, it wasn't. We were number 1 in the East the next year. What are you talking about? Should have went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad deal,
if
bro.
you ask Philadelphia,
I'm saying
Sixers
if they
fans
had the
those
choice,
deals were
listen,
good
if they had
deals,
the option to
they would
keep-
take those deals back.
Can I finish? If they had the option to keep Jimmy, which they couldn't fucking do, they would have. It's who you can keep in that market at the time. The best pieces we can keep is Ben and Tobias. We maxed Tobias because we couldn't keep Jimmy and JJ. They left. I don't think it was like they're doing, we're kicking them out. They couldn't keep him. So guess what? The market
think-
says, I got to pay Tobias this money.
I think people would
to
say
keep
choices
him. I gotta
were
pay.
made. I think people would say choices
Jimmy
were made.
chose to go to fucking Miami. JJ chose to get a bag somewhere else.
I think
What are you
people
talking
would say
about?
the
New Orleans
choice was
gave.
made to pay these other guys and not Jimmy.
No, I don't. We could. I mean,
That's
can
what
ask behind
people
the
might
scenes.
say.
I beg to differ. I think Jimmy said, I'm getting out of here. I don't want
Got
to play for
you.
Brett Brown. I'm going to Miami.
Sure.
I think JJ wanted a $20 million a year again, and they said we're not doing it, so he went to New Orleans.
But
they
do
gave
you
him a
think
bag.
Sixers fans are
They said,
happy
all right,
with-
well, we got to keep the guys we have, so they
Yeah.
paid Tobias
I
and Ben.
can see that. I can see that.
I understand that, but were those deals smart deals to make at the time?
Who are you going to get better at those positions? Ben was an all-star. Tobias was damn near all-star. They were top in the East for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Those guys
You're
were-
winning.
Those guys were.
So lose them, or
those guys
you lose them
have
and get who
been
else?
Overrated though. You
Damn.
know, and that's
Lose 'em and get who else?
$70 million.
You've been using some big
Lose 'em
words
and get who
today,
else?
Vols. Overrated and washed.
Yeah.
You've been using
I
some
didn't
big.
say
Yo.
Bradley Beal was washed. I said he
You
was
did?
over the
He
hill.
did say he was
What's the
That
difference?
means-
What's the difference?
No, here's the difference. Here's the difference.
What's the
Here's the
difference?
I'm going to explain the difference. When you start your
Oh,
career,
you
you're
make
at
it
the
seem like you just go
bottom.
find another Ben
When
Simmons or
you're
Tobias
at your
Harris out
peak,
there. You're not going to find them.
You're at the top. When you're over the peak,
Yeah.
you're over the hill.
So
You
when
did
you're
say
not at
washed,
the
though.
bottom.
So
You
when,
did say
so when
washed,
are you
though.
washed?
Yeah.
When you're back at the bottom. When you're back at the bottom, you're now
Washed.
washed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Again, you may say
Damn.
it wasn't bad.
And again, I'm not
decisions.
saying
you
Devin
can't find anybody
Booker-
better at the time. At
I'm
those
like,
positions.
oh man, Phoenix is completely cooked. Now they they paid Devin Booker. I'm just like, bro,
who else you gonna find better?
And with Phoenix, they did so
him.
much to ruin their sort of financial future and their draft capital. There is sort of a like, we have no other choice. I think to me, it was just like, man, if Book plays like he did the last 2 years, this is. He's just playing way better this year than he did the last 2 years.
Part of it is I don't even think it's not even the difference. Look at the numbers. It's not that big of a difference, bro.
I don't think just looking at points per game, like
It's
it
not.
happens
Maybe
in
that's
the
coaching there.
context.
Maybe this coaching there.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe it's
I
coaching.
think it's a combination of all of it.
Well,
He's
it's
not
coaching
dominating
now.
this year, Waz.
He's a way more well-rounded player
Because
than
they're
he's
maybe
been.
the system's better
They have
for
better.
him.
They have better. Yeah, they have better system. They have better pieces that fit him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. You could say that. That's fair. I'm just saying he's way better this year than he's been.
He's averaging less, shooting less this year than he did last year.
He's having more of an impact on the game though.
His
Like his
points are
three-point
less,
is not
his
falling.
field goal percentage is less, and his 3-point percentage is less, and less assists.
So why are they so much better?
Better pieces.
Better
Waz, what we're trying to
coaching.
tell you.
There's
It's
no
the
weight.
fit.
There's
It's
no
a better
weight.
fit.
No egos in
Brad
the
was-
locker room.
yeah,
There's
Brad
a lot
wasn't
of
a
things
good
that
fit.
factor into winning, though.
Brad was not a good fit for that team.
So it's just a simple equation. Devin Booker is doing what Devin Booker's always been doing, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers.
And it's been an addition by
It's
subtraction.
pretty consistent.
I think so.
It's pretty consistent.
I
Yes.
got you. I see things a
Look
little
at the
bit
numbers, bro.
differently.
From 18 up, 25, 26, 26, 25, 26, 27, 27, 26, 25.
Bro,
He's the most consistent fucking guy I've seen looking at the numbers and over a 10-year span.
Yeah, but
God damn, who's more consistent than that?
Bruh, I'm
Jeez,
sorry,
other than Bron.
but like just looking at a points per game average doesn't tell the
Even
story
the numbers.
about
Look at the assists.
contributing to winning though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's an ecosystem that these numbers happen in, and you can average a bunch of points
For sure.
and be doing dick. Like, and that
Waz,
doesn't
it
mean
takes,
you're
it
playing
takes
like
5
some
guys to win
amazing
basketball games,
basketball.
bro. Again, you talk about Giannis. It takes 5.
They
You
had
can't do it
the
alone.
worst. They had the worst fourth quarter offense in the NBA last year. And you're telling me Devin Booker
I don't think
was
that's true.
killing?
I think Minnesota
yes, they
did.
did.
Minnesota did.
You're telling me they had the worst crunch time
Am I
offense.
telling
No,
you-
that was Minnesota. Definitely Minnesota.
Okay, fourth quarter
Why you
scoring.
be throwing shit out there, huh?
Okay, fourth quarter scoring. They had the worst fourth quarter offense in the NBA last year. And y'all telling me Devin Booker killed last year. That don't make no sense to me, guys.
So you
How
can't
is that
kill
killing?
because
Yeah, I am
you
telling you,
can't kill
You're
because
known for offense, and you're leading the worst fourth quarter offense
Because he
in
had
the
guys
NBA.
that just wasn't
so
part of the
because
system. They wouldn't
because
pass
your
him the
team
ball.
is not scoring enough in the
They
fourth
didn't
quarter.
pass him the
You're
ball,
not killing.
Yeah,
That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
That's wild. to
How
me.
are you killing if your team is that bad?
Because they're not passing it to him.
Because you can still kill Waz and not be a good team. You can still kill and not have a good team.
man. I-
that is two things
We're
can be
gonna
true.
have to disagree to disagree. I think if
That's
it's bad, you're
wild.
all just not that good.
Oh, my
Bro,
God.
Like-
hold on. Time out, bro. Could we not go to a terrible team that somebody's killing and say
And killing? So
So
like
you-
LaMelo Ball, he's killing?
Yeah,
last
he's
year?
killing.
Last year he was killing.
He's killing now. He's killing.
Last year LaMelo was getting 35,
man,
30
see-
point triple double.
This is what
Yeah,
you
I
got to
guess I
understand, though.
disagree.
Listen,
I guess I disagree.
his team is not killing, but he is.
So you can't tell me he's not killing.
He's killing.
What good is that though? What does that mean? It feels meaningless.
It's like,
Like,
if,
for your
okay, so
team to
like,
be
all
that
right. Let me ask you
bad.
this. Let me ask you this. If
Bro, it's a
LaMelo
five-player system.
right now team was like 15-5, and he's averaging 18, is he killing?
Yes. If he's yes.
Waz, yo, your math is crazy,
Yes.
bro. You got some fucking girl
Yes.
shopping
You're
math
the
going
best
on here.
player. If you're the best
The
player on
fuck
a
is he
15-5
talking about?
team,
You're
I
killing.
got girl math
killing.
going on.
Right.
I saved a bunch of
Absolutely.
money. I only spent 2,000
All right.
today. I didn't
So if I'm
spend
averaging
5,000.
30,
Bro.
Nigga, what?
If I'm averaging
Bro,
30
you still
and we're
spend money.
5
I'm
and 15,
sorry. If you're on a 5 and 15 team,
and
you're
averaging,
not, and you're averaging 25, you're not killing more than the guy who's averaging 18, who's leading the way for that team to win that much.
Who says
on
he's
a
leading the way?
15 and 5 team.
Who says he's leading the way? 18. The guy averaged 18 is leading the way.
He just point. He
No, I'm just
That
saying, if he's
sounds,
averaging,
number. That
like-
sounds like a good role player. That sounds like a
no,
Bobby Portis
no,
number.
No, because like if he's leading the team
Bro.
in scoring,
You said
and
leading the
if-
team scoring 18?
Yeah, at 18.
KG averaged like 19 on their team.
That was back. There's no teams today where somebody's leading the team and scoring
KG
19.
was not. KG
today.
was not
That's not
averaging
happening.
30 or 25
Let's be realistic here.
or 27. On their teams that were going to the finals,
we're 20 years
he
later.
was killing.
Let's
Even
20
without averaging 30 points a game, he killed.
He
The
did
team
kill.
was disgusting.
We are in 2025 now. There's nobody leading the team at 19 points a game.
Sure.
So let's be realistic here.
But if you're killing on a bad team,
You're not killing.
You're not killing to me.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
If you make the All-Star team, you killing? I'm just saying, that's not
Bro,
killing.
there's a lot of girl math going on,
That's
bro.
crazy.
That's all I can
That's
say.
crazy.
Look,
Like, you can't be a good player because you're on a shitty team.
I
My
didn't say
team
you
is
can't
weak.
be a good
That's
player.
basically
I
what you're
didn't say
saying.
that. I didn't
Good
say
players
that.
can
crazy.
kill.
I
and
didn't
still-
say that. You're not having some killer season, bro. If your season
can
was
have
that
a
killer, you'd be elevating the play of your team.
Time out. Is Ryan Rollins have a killer season right now?
For Ryan Rollins standards, sure.
He's on a
If
bad
D
team.
Book was having that same
He's
season,
on.
you'd say
Waz,
he's a bum.
You're contradicting yourself. He's on a shitty team. They're not winning. He is killing on a bum team.
We're talking about a $60 million player and a dude that barely bouncing around the NBA.
So if his
you
contract
can't
was
make
higher-
those, whatchamacallits, you can't make those comparisons. Like, your
What does the-
burden matters.
So
the
your
best players have the most responsibility. So when you win, we give you all the glory.
So-
when you
so-
lose, you gotta take responsibility, bro.
But you still can be
Come
killing.
on.
You can still be killing. Yeah. I don't understand
Like,
that.
bro, when the team wins, we say D Book is a god. When they suck, oh no, he's still like that. Don't make no sense.
All right, the
to me.
Celtics are 2 games over 500. Is Jaylen Brown killing?
Yes, absolutely. There was no expectations for that team, bro.
Why not?
Yeah,
None.
Boston Celtics. What are you
It's the
talking about?
Boston Celtics.
None. Jaylen Brown is
It's the East.
willing. He's willing a team that's winning with no expectations whatsoever. But you want to tell me a team that's completely underachieving has a guy that's killing on it?
LaMelo Ball
that
is
don't make no
killing.
sense to me.
I don't care what
LaMelo
nobody's
Ball is a
saying.
killer.
I didn't say he's a
man.
killer. I said he's
killing his
killing.
team.
We gotta agree to disagree on this,
Yes,
bro.
we agree
I
to
think you
disagree.
could definitely kill on a bad team. I don't care what money you
All
make.
right.
Give a fuck. You make 70 million. You could still fucking kill. That shit don't matter what money you make.
On a lottery team, you could be killing.
I don't give a fuck what team you're on.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can kill on any fucking team.
Yeah, you can kill
I
any
can kill an
team.
adult league right now. Fuck you talking about? 40 and over. I'm killing. Fuck is you talking about?
Yeah,
It don't matter what
Oh
team,
my
what league,
God.
what money you
I
make. You
guess
could be
winning
killing.
doesn't matter.
It does.
It, don't
It
be-
does.
It does matter.
It matters, but you
On-
can still kill whether you win or lose.
Well,
you can still
so
kill.
winning doesn't influence how you view
DeBron-
a guy's season?
Did Bron
Yeah.
kill in the finals?
You don't view a
Did
guy's
Bron
season
kill in
based
the
on
finals?
winning?
Did Bron kill in the finals?
What finals?
The ones they lost.
Yeah, he killed.
Wait, what? No, that's not the same thing.
That's not the
Playing
same thing. No, that's
getting
not the
your
final.
team to the finals and being a 20
I'm just giving you an analogy
team?
of saying you can't kill while you're losing. That's all you said.
You can't,
On a losing team, though,
You
he's
can't
saying.
be on a losing team. A team that wins.
So Trey Young's not killing.
No.
He's killing.
Absolutely not.
Trey Young's been killing.
James
since
James Harden.
he been-
James Harden not killing.
Right now, is James Harden killing? Right now.
Yo, how many examples we gotta give him
I
to
wouldn't
fucking
say
eat his
James
words?
Harden is killing.
Right
I would
now?
not say that.
Bro, he had 55 the other
team
day.
is
He's
in the
37 years
dumps,
old.
Bro.
Oh
the team
my
is
God.
in the dumps.
Yeah.
James Harden is playing better than we expect him to play.
Oh
is
my
he
God.
killing?
Yeah,
like
he's
that's why
killing.
we
He's
do the
fucking killing,
MVP
bro.
conversation the way we do.
You're the only person in the room that's saying these guys are not killing.
Damn, that's
oh
wild.
God. Okay. Winning is meaningless to killing.
Nobody
Because
said
you
that.
could do
That's
less.
it.
You could do less on a winning team and be killing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just the thing.
Yeah.
Like you look at Aaron Gordon
talking
numbers
about the
ain't gonna
best
be that's
players.
looking crazy,
I'm
but he's
talking-
killing.
he's killing.
I'm talking about the players we give the most glory to. I'm not talking about
The All-Star-
everybody
the
else.
All-Stars?
I'm talking about the guys that get the most. We should expect the most. We should grade them the harshest. They get the most.
Yeah.
All right, next topic.
Yeah.
Celtics win. They beat the Knicks in spite of a crazy rally in the fourth, led by Karl Anthony Towns and Miles Bridges. Yeah, I'm like, I know that's not what I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'll just run it back from the top. Celtics got a big win. They beat the Knicks in spite of a crazy rally in the fourth, led by Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. Jaylen Brown dropped 42. It's just like they couldn't do anything with him. The Celtics are now 12-9. Jaylen Brown has proven that he's more than a capable number one option, averaging 28, 6, and 4 in the absence of Jason Tatum. When JT comes
Ooh.
back,
What's
does
the numbers?
JB 28, 6, and 4?
Okay, I couldn't see it.
Ooh.
That's pretty good numbers, man. That's really good numbers.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder. I don't think JB's role needs to change.
I don't think they ever had set role.
yeah.
It was 1A, 1B. Whoever had to go in that night, it wasn't
Yeah.
like, your second option. It was whoever had to go in that night. You know what I'm saying? So
This is the thing. When you got two superstars, there has to be an understanding. Like, y'all both can't be, like, in a power struggle for who's the main guy.
yeah.
You know, and since the Celtics over the last decade they've been together, it's been JT that got all the press and the and the limelight more than Jay. But we all knew Jaylen Brown was capable of doing this.
Yeah.
But something has to give. You know, like when I came on the team with Antoine Walker, we both could score. Antoine was an all-star. He was leading the team in scoring, but like we couldn't both have a power struggle. It got to be like, all right, you the guy, I'll take second fiddle.
Yeah.
Now, when JT comes back, what happens? That's a tough one because who's to say JT is going to be as explosive as he was before the Achilles? Maybe he need to take a backseat, but who knows? I think they're going to have to fill each other out, see how it goes. But right now, it's Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. I think JT, even though he's ahead of schedule, don't even come back this year. Like,
But even when he comes back, they
Even
about to be
next-
together the next 3-4
I think
years.
if they come back next year, I think they don't miss a beat. They come back to be in Boston. And they're going to both be doing what they do as a group. You have Peyton Pritchard like doing well, Derek White doing well. Now you got to find some bigs. I mean, you have Keita, Luka Garza, Tillman, like they're serviceable, but you need more from that position. But you put yourself right back in contention when you got those guys. You're playing that's high-powered offense. They're one of the highest scoring offenses in the league right now. And they are staying afloat. They're winning some games. So they've proven that they're capable with whatever group as long as you keep that foundation together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Jaylen Brown kind of proved himself in the finals where, the guy won MVP. I think what some people would say is that most teams were still sending their primary defender at JT. And so JT had a bit of a bigger burden. And I think most people would say that JT is like clearly better than Jaylen Brown.
More skilled, more talented.
Sure. But I think, I don't know how you argue with what he's doing right now.
No, there's no argument.
Like, he's drawing, like, he is the scouting report,
Especially
for
right
any
now, yeah.
team that's trying to defend Boston right now. And he's delivering, like, the game against the Knicks specifically, they threw a bunch of stuff at him. And I think he did a good job of, trying to draw switches and all this other stuff. But, like,
Putting Brunson in action.
Brunson in action.
I think it'll help Knicks,
Even
of course.
Josh Hart is a little bit too short to guard him and stuff like that.
He's also coming off like some injuries that I don't know if he's fully like back to old
Right.
Josh Hart. I mean, having OG would help.
Yeah.
So Knicks can throw different bodies at him, but he's still, regardless of who he's going to find a switch, or even if they don't get the switch, he's good enough to get to his spots and knock down shots. Like, that's just who he is.
Yeah, I think, and another thing, I think there's something different to, when JT's there, it's like he could come into games not thinking, oh, it's on me to do, to generate everything.
I don't think he ever had to, but even before, because they had
Right.
Drew, they had Chris
Right.
Stapps. Even though Chris Stapps was in and out, he had Horford. He could
But
do him, but
now
he
it's
also knew
like-
shit. If I get double, I could find a guy. It's gonna end
Yeah.
up back to me at some point. Like, they're gonna get shots, and defense has to be honest, or like stay honest somewhat, to where they're gonna have to guard those guys just as much too. So.
But now he just comes into every game like, no, I got to get out and kill people. Like, straight up.
Yeah.
And he's doing it.
Yeah, he's like, yo, it's my show right now. So like, he's
So shouts to the Celtics for, they playing a lot better than I thought they would. Full disclosure, I thought they'd be terrible this season.
I
just 'cause
didn't think they'd be bad.
I thought they'd be terrible. I thought they
didn't
would,
think they'd be
like, rest a
terrible.
lot of guys.
Like, I thought Milwaukee would be bad. I
I
thought
just
Boston
thought they
would be,
wouldn't be contenders. I didn't
Yes,
think they
that's what
would be
I thought.
bad.
I thought they would
Yeah.
still be a playoff
I
team.
thought they were a playoff team.
I just hated the center rotation, but, they, like, I don't
Shout
know.
out to Coach Missoula.
The way they were
Yeah.
just shedding
Yeah, shout out to
players,
Joe
I was just
Mazzulla.
like, man, do they even want to win this
Yeah,
year?
because they trade on
Why
top of
not?
trade.
Like, it just kept
damn.
happening. Like, every time I looked up,
Like,
it's like,
damn.
yeah, Cornette is going. I'm like, damn, do they want to try to win next year?
Yeah.
But, like, they're doing it, man. Shouts to the institutional knowledge, like you said. Shouts to Coach Missoula. They're doing a great job. Happy to be wrong about that.
Yeah.
Another thing I saw on social media recently was an interview with LeBron post game, talking about Nikola Jokic and his dominance. And Bron said recently that Jokic. Oh no, sorry. I think this is from his podcast. It was from his podcast. Sorry, Mind the Game. If you guys are not watching, excellent podcast
with Steve Nash.
Yeah, he said that Jokic is, quote, the most dominant and complete offensive player he's ever played against. Do you guys agree?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yo, man, I would agree too.
I'm like thinking about like there's you can go with guards like maybe Luka, but like he's a big, he can score. Luka can go inside out too, but he's a big inside out, shoot threes, pass.
It's
like
crazy.
And I'm thinking like who can catch him? Maybe Wemby, but Wemby I don't think will ever be able to pass like him.
Well, it's not about the ability; it's the dominance of the ability.
Yeah.
Like everybody can do all of those things, but he's dominating it.
Yeah,
like
exactly. He's a great. It's not even like he's
Like,
a good.
No, he's a great passer, great shooter, great scorer,
rebounder, great pass.
So on the offensive end of the floor, like there's nobody else. That,
offensively, it's because like even with Joel when he was having his incredible season,
he's not the passer.
He's just not the passer.
Yeah.
You know, it's been times where like teams send a hard double to him and it like damn near ends in a turnover or whatever. Like that's a clearly identifiable weakness of Joel's offensive.
He's gotten better at it, but he could be good at it, but he'll never be dominant.
You can say it's not a strength.
Yeah, he won't be dominant at it.
With
like
Jokic,
that.
is like you can't leave him open for
second
three.
nature.
You can't send two. God forbid you send a triple. And like a lot of guys, I think in the past, you know, even somebody like a Chris Paul or some of our great passers, people that have great floor vision, when you're 6'2", it's harder to get those passes off at certain angles against the best defenses because you can't do. You're 6'2". Jokic is 7 foot with that court vision.
Again, only person I think about that's Luka, but he's a guard. You know what I'm saying? Like he's able to get the vision. He's able to pass. He's a very good passer. He's a very good scorer and rebounder. Again, Jokic, I think, is rebounding-wise, offensive rebounding, tipping, and he's a big, so more little post-action, more post moves.
And it's like from in close, like if he gets the shot off, it feels like the touch.
Both of them, anytime they put it up in the air, it's like they have a touch that you like. It's like they have a way of finding the fucking net. It's like, yo, even from half court, he shoots from half court, just walks up like it's nothing. Yeah, he's a special player.
So yeah, we agree with Bron.
I saw him go for 55 live, and I was just like, "This is unreal." It made it look easy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have to agree with that.
More arguments on the internet.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson recently in an interview.
It
was old. Okay, so.
Yeah, this is what we didn't get to this one last time.
Wait, he was coaching the Bulls at this time?
Yeah, give us the take because this is where P can go into his tell us about the difference between Scottie and Mike.
Yeah, let's do it.
Damn, was he a better all-around? No, he wasn't a better all-around player. No, come on, Phil.
Go ahead. So, yeah.
Danny, you said that MJ was a huge inspiration to you guys growing up, of course. Yeah. And after our bag talk conversation. So many people got riled up, and we want to get you guys' opinion on this Phil Jackson clip from a long time ago, back when he was coaching the Chicago Bulls.
Jordan, he's bigger than... Yeah, but see, Scottie is such an unselfish player. He's the greatest all-around player in the NBA right now. And
really?
Oh, he's absolutely terrific. People get a chance to watch him every night.
But I mean, compared to Jordan,
Michael's a terrific player. And I'm not taking anything away from Michael, but Scottie's a rebounder, as a passer, as a defender, and as the whole complete package, and the great energy that he can have on the court. Does a lot of things out there in the basketball court that is terrific, and he can lead a team very well, and he can get 10, 12 points and 10 assists and 10 rebounds and really be the determining factor. Now, Michael, no one can score like Michael. And scoring is a wonderful thing to do, but it's not the end-all, end-all. It takes a lot of guys, and that combination of Pippen, Jordan's the amazing.
You see the GIF and all the comments. I mean, P, you played against Mike and Scottie, right? You got a chance to see them both.
Yeah, I mean, listen though, I'm never gonna argue with a guy that watched these guys every single day. Like, how do we tell Phil? No, that's not true. Yeah. He was there every day.
Won 10 championships.
He was there every damn day, and I see where he's coming from. Obviously, Mike was a better scorer, hands down.
Yeah.
But was Scottie a better defender? One could argue that.
Yeah.
Was
I mean,
because
you've seen it.
Yeah, one can argue that. Was he a better rebounder? His length, athleticism, his arms. One can argue that too.
Yeah.
Was he a better passer? Well, he did play point guard for
sure.
all the championship
All
teams.
the time, yeah.
So when you look at it across the board, I see what Phil is talking about, and I don't disagree with him because he saw him every single day. And, you know, when you look at the year Jordan was out, Scottie, I think, finished like second in the MVP voting.
I was thinking that he might have said this during the year Mike took off. Was that during that year when Scottie?
And Pippen won the All-Star Game MVP, I believe, the year Jordan retired.
And they still went to the playoffs.
Tried to win that game.
Yeah, they actually played. Yeah, but so that was I'm thinking that's the year they still went to the playoffs that year, even though Mike was retired.
They won like 60 games. I think they won 60 games.
Did they? I thought it was like
50-something games, I believe.
They lost to the Knicks. That was the year the Knicks went to the finals and lost to Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, bro, again, I get all the heat because I'm the Carolina guy. If I say anything that's remotely critical of Mike, I'm not criticizing Mike at all. And me saying...
I love this idea that people like Danny is resentful of Michael Jordan.
I got lumped inside. I never said he didn't have a bag. I said he didn't have to use his bag, which made him a high IQ player. He was smart. Again, there's not a lot of players. There's some players that are better all-around players than Mike, but I'm still not taking him over Mike. Like, Mike is the GOAT to me. But LeBron, better all-around player. But Mike just had a mindset and a killer instinct that most people feared and would never take anybody over him because of that. But yeah, Scottie, I think Scottie was a great. I said I never got a chance to play with them or watch them as an adult or live. So when P has his takes, I respect his opinion because he's seen it up close. Like my perspective or vision of some of these guys, like I had him on a pedestal. Like again, I thought Jason Williams White Chocolate was like one of the best point guards ever because he could do wild shit when you get an adult. Some guys look at him like, he was cool. You know, he was a risky player. Yeah. You know, so like it's different. And a lot of these fans online, they want to tell you how to have your opinion. You're not edgy or you're stupid because, like, come on, this guy played against the guy. So y'all are silly as hell for not taking his opinion into account. Again, not taking Phil's opinion into account.
Yeah, I got to take his opinion into account.
To me, I always take Phil's, like, Zen Master stuff into account. When he's saying stuff in public,
you think he's
it's
doing
for a reason
to like get Mike riled or like
what? It's for a reason.
It's a chess move. You're saying
like all the things we talk about: getting assists, getting rebounds, guarding excellent wing players. If that was Mike's only job and he didn't have to score 30, he'd go out and do it. Yeah, at a high level
for sure.
So that's why I'm just like, get out of here.
I'm with you again. I think Mike was a really good, he was really good at all those categories. I think he probably took lesser of a role doing those things when he had to score. And he also got
he had to ask
Ron Harper and Kukoc. He got Rodman. He always get those guys playing those roles, so he didn't have to do that.
I think Scottie would be in hell trying to score 32 a game, though. We can acknowledge that, right?
Yeah, maybe so.
And I think that's the difference when Phil is saying this. Is like, to me, it's like if we said, yo, Mike, your job now is to do what Scottie does. I think he'd be pretty damn good at it.
I also think Phil is smart and managing the egos. I think he's probably doing that to like either boost Scottie up or make Mike mad. He knows that Mike will play his best when he's mad and Scottie might play better when he's encouraged.
He would do a lot of that to Kobe in the press.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the Phil special.
Yeah, I mean, Pop did that shit
all
all
the
the time.
Well, he said those things when he retired, so he was trying to get Jordan to come back.
Yeah, like, prove me wrong, Mike.
You know what I'm saying?
Mike, prove me wrong.
Right?
Word.
That's so good. All right, we're going to close on that. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, again, as always, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we drop a brand new episode. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a review, leave us a 5-star rating. It really helps us get found by the algorithm. So we'll see you guys next week, or next show, excuse me. Peace.
This has been a Playmaker production.